Hamas terrorists decapitated babies, raped women, and burned the elderly alive, and yet American and Palestinian progressives, they celebrated. Welcome to the Jason Rand Show, presented by None Better Tax Resolution. Despite what you'll hear on MSNBC, Hamas is a terrorist organization that seeks the total annihilation of the Jewish state and every single Jew living in it. As is abundantly clear to all, except of course the far left, Hamas are barbaric, they're soulless, they're monsters who must be wiped from the face of the earth. Now, progressives disagree. Progressives celebrated in the streets of America and around the world after Hamas terrorists attacked Israel. Over 24 hours of seeing the footage of the carnage, hearing the stories of the terror, these people took to the streets to celebrate and, of course, to call for the destruction of Israel. That's right. The pro-Hamas rallygoers, they chanted killing children is a crime. Not to talk about Hamas, who killed innocent Israeli children, but to talk about Israel. And when they chant from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free, they mean the Jordan River to the Mediterranean Sea. They're seeking to erase Israel. And if that wasn't clear, they also chanted, we don't want two states, we want 1948. And if you didn't think that these people were sick enough, listen to this cretin out of pro-Hamas rallies in New York.
And as you might have seen, there was some sort of rave or desert party where they were having a great time until the resistance came in electrified hang gliders and took at least several dozen hipsters. But I'm sure they're doing very fine despite what the New York Post says. But nobody had seen this coming. Every Israeli official said it was a complete surprise. And I think we have to sit with that, because as of just a couple days ago, they said that surprise wasn't possible.
How sick was that? There were women who were raped next to the dead bodies of their best friends. Israelis lying in pools of blood for hours in order to not be killed. And these monsters are celebrating, they're mocking them. Here's something to ponder. I want you to look at this photo. I took this photo at the Kirkland pro-Hamas rally that local media pretended was pro-Palestinian. You see some privileged white kid holding up a symbol he doesn't know the meaning of, an overfed woman who's never felt the struggle from living with her parents in their Kirkland townhome. And now look at this photo. Some Palestinian Americans fighting for Hamas, triggered by all of the Israelis across the street in the counter rally. Think about them for a moment. They're your neighbors. They might be your kids' friends. They might be your kids' teachers. They might be your lawyers or doctors or the person who checks you out at a retail store. Think about those people in Kirkland chanting from the river to the sea, celebrating the raping of women, burning alive of elderly, and decapitating babies. Think about these people when you listen to Roy, who I spoke to at the rally. What do you think motivates them?
That's big, but it starts from the religion, I think. I believe news they're gonna cut this out, but if it's gonna use it, but it's simply a brainwash, a religion. It's ridiculous. Nobody even had a U.S. flag on the other side. They don't even appreciate the state they're living in. They're running away from countries that have a Sharia law, and they come here and they don't even appreciate the place they're here, yet they want you to become like them, which they're running from. So that's just like ass backwards, you know? It's just crazy.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Jason Rand's here with Greg Nunn, your local tax expert and advocate. Greg, thank you so much for coming on.
Hey, Jason, great to be with you again and talk about these tax issues.
Okay, so why should anyone in trouble with the IRS contact you immediately?
The sooner the better, because it's so much easier to deal with an IRS situation at the beginning than when you're getting toward the end and they're getting very aggressive. And at the same time, it takes that pressure off of you sooner and gives you that peace of mind that, hey, no more fear of going to the mailbox because I'm here helping you.
So by connecting with you, can you assure people that they won't have the IRS on their doorstep or calling them nonstop?
When you have representation, you definitely do not want to talk to the IRS ever, and you don't have to. You are protected by statute, by law, that when you have representation, they have to deal with your representative. And I am acting in your best interest when I'm dealing with the IRS, and I tell you, you don't want to talk to them, it'll just stress you out.
Greg, thank you so much. That was really, really helpful.
Hey, it's my pleasure, and I just really hope that what I've said helps some people that are in tax difficulty.
If you're having trouble with the IRS, then call Greg Nunn. Greg might be able to negotiate a settlement for up to 85% off the original amount owed, including penalties and interest. Call Greg Nunn today. Did you like this video? We have a whole lot more over at ktth.com.